welcome to Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Gretchen.
I'm Dave.
And today we have Talisman from the Op, and it is a Kingdom Hearts board game. So it is 13 and up, 2 to 6 players, and I'm going to open it. We have already some minis out. Dave has, who do you have?
I have Goofy.
You have Goofy.
And I have Xion.
Yes, and I have Sora, and also it came with one Mulan, which I'm sure there's a reason there is
Like
just
a bonus Mulan.
I'm sure there's a reason. I don't know the reason. But...
Oh, almost made the perfect sound.
It almost did, but it didn't. I'm just going to pop that over here. So it has all the lovely official art on it. I have no idea how to play this game. I wish I did, so I could be like, this is this game.
It's one of those things. The game mechanics, I think, are like Talisman, the name, and the game mechanics are from Games Workshop.
Oh, yeah.
So I know how to play. Well, I know that I have played previous editions of Talisman from Games Workshop, but I have not played this one.
But yeah, no, it's super cute. Look at these.
Awesome
Look
awesome
how
tokens.
cute these are. These are so cute.
Yep.
I just want to take apart the board game and use it to decorate things. That's what I want to do. The Op is great at that, though. I don't think I've seen anything yet that's been like inspired by anything that's just been done poorly by the Op. Everything is pretty.
So actually, if you can just open that back up again, you can kind of see it on there. So there are sort of circles, sort of the rings around the center, and in Talisman there's the Dragon's Tower in the center that you have to go to, and you fight the dragon. But as you go around in the Games Workshop version, I'm assuming it's similar.
I'm assuming it's similar too.
You collect items and you collect followers that will help you when you get to the dragon. This one, I'm not sure what you get to in the end, but
I could probably open it up, but that's going to take a lot of finagling on this table, and I don't want to hit it.
No,
I don't want to dunk it into paint.
It does look awesome, though. Great
so
album.
I have cards here, reference cards. If you would like a reference card for, do you have them both over there already?
I have both of mine already. I was sneaky, took them out beforehand.
Awesome. I'm gonna take Aqua and Terra, and I'm gonna get their minis.
Today's mini? Yeah, that's okay.
But yeah, these are the minis inside of here are really they're pretty good sculpts. They're very cute. I think it works out really well for like the more cartoony ones, like Mickey in them. I think.
I think the sculpt for like Goofy, and it's perfect for that style.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I think this Xion model is very cool as well. Has a bit of a anime sort of style.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole video game is very it's the same people who did Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then they did, at least I believe it is, pretty sure it is. I didn't actually ever play the game. We were talking about that beforehand. All my friends are super into this, and I've cosplayed from it because the friends who were very involved in it were like, we need more people. Do this with us, please. And I was like, I don't play the game. That didn't matter. I was still there.
One thing I'm just noticing about Xion here, the particular picture, the hair was cast as a separate piece and has been attached to the head. So the little bit of hair that comes down in front of the face is separate. It's not just stuck to the face like you'd normally expect from a miniature. So that is wild, absolutely wild.
Hey people,
We'll get to the point
in
where I
the
can paint
chat. Hello, hello.
But yes, sorry, yes, we should definitely say
Yeah.
hello to everybody.
Say
in the
hello
chat.
to everyone while I'm finagling everything in the box.
We've got Michael, Byron, Sumkey, Dave, Jason, Roger, Ross. Hey, Ross. Excellent. Oh, Mulan is in there because Mulan is awesome. Okay,
That
so
is facts.
Ross Thompson
Facts.
is from the op, so he'll be able to help us out with any questions that anybody has about Talisman Kingdom Hearts.
He does have something to say about it, how it's similar to Talisman.
David, Chris, Spider-Man. Hi, Spider-Man. You team up to fight the Heartless and close the door to darkness. So that's in the center, I'm guessing. Yep. Unlike classic Talisman, it's not directly PvP. You still build up your stats and magic, but you team up to fight the Heartless. Only one person closes the door. That's where the classic Crown of Command would be. Very cool.
Oh no, I just realized something for my references. Oh. It doesn't show what their keyblades look like.
No! We've got Chris on there. We have a Facebook user who is throwing out as many puns as Sumkey usually does.
Oh wow.
So
Is it secretly some key?
he said this paint session seems a little Mickey Mouse. This is kind of goofy. But Facebook user, if you allow StreamYard to... no, StreamYard?
It's restream. Yeah.
Yes.
But
So
it's a similar thing.
Restream to access your account. We can see who you are on there.
Oh yeah. Ross put a link in the chat. There's a playthrough with Becca Scott
From Geek
Oh.
and Sundry.
from
Cool.
Geek
Sweet.
and Sundry.
And Sumkey says, I am never secret about my puns. Good work.
Yes. So yeah, people watching, Ross is from the op. So if you have any specific questions about the game, feel free to ask him.
He will know loads.
And so, Gretchen, which mini are you studying?
I am
starting
going
on?
to start with Terra. I'm gonna be. I don't know if I'll be able to get through 2 whole minis, but I was telling Dave earlier, I feel like because Terra is mostly pants, I will be able to. So we're gonna bank on his pants, and
Excellent.
it's gonna work, and I'll get through 2. It'll be my. I have some friends that these are their favorite characters, so that is why I chose them.
Oh, that's nice.
And when Gretchen is saying that the model is almost entirely pants,
Not lying.
for our
A lot of pants.
for our English viewers, she means
Oh, yeah.
trousers.
Yes, she means trousers. Oh, hi, Elisa Teague. She helped create the game?
I think so. Yes.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
shout
really
out.
fun.
Awesome. Very cool. So yes, if you, definitely if you have any questions at all,
The perfect
the game.
time,
That's-
actually, to ask
yeah.
questions.
excellent. That's great. Well, hopefully we can do these minis justice.
I hope so. I'm gonna try really hard to
Yeah.
to make these look super nice.
I gotta admit, I just chose my my favorite Disney cartoon character. It was Goofy.
I like Goofy. Goofy is a good Disney cartoon character.
And so that I could be fairly confident of getting a second miniature done, I chose the model that is all robes. So that's the reasoning behind my choices there.
Well, you know, what you can do on the robes is all of those robes are typically portrayed with a very leather-like texture.
Okay.
So it might be a really good opportunity to kind of talk about how to go about making that texture.
I'm glad that you turned it into a learning opportunity for people. Because right there, it was just like, you're just making this harder for me. That's all you're doing. But
That's what I was thinking.
Work,
I was like,
Dave.
that's not easier. I don't think leather is fast.
it's, no.
No,
He's trying to slow me down. That's the whole point, wasn't it?
maybe.
Yes.
You still got a head start because I had to unbox everything.
That's true. I did have a
I
head
had to
start.
unbox things and talk about how much I didn't grow up with video games, so I have no idea about anything in here.
That's okay. You'll make
I
it.
grew up with Disney,
We
so
could-
I can appreciate. I have secondhand knowledge through all of my friends who were absolutely obsessed with this game in
Well,
high
we
school.
should
Right.
we should see in the chat who has played Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, that's a good one.
OG or the Talisman board game.
Right.
Yes,
oh no,
Cat.
Cat.
No, Cat. I can see your chat.
We can see you. We can see you
I
in the
can
chat.
see you. I just haven't said hi. Hi, Cat. We can actually see you. I see
We're just
Elisa.
distracted.
I see Elisa. Who else is there? I see Graham. I see David Moffat. All you people in YouTube land.
Excellent.
We actually see you this week. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's cool.
So,
Excellent.
Goofy is your favorite of like the classic Disney, I'm guessing.
And I can see Twitch. Some Kiwi can see you. Chat is working for everybody.
Yay! Sorry, Kat. I think we were we're talking through the unboxing when everybody was saying hi.
I can only focus on
missed
so
it.
many tasks.
I blame myself.
You should have been on chat duty, Dave.
It was my fault.
I was on box duty.
That's correct. You were.
So, chat, what have any of you played Kingdom Hearts, or any of you like Kingdom Hearts fans?
You mean they played the
video game that's
Video game?
that this
Right.
box game is based off of.
I have not. We've talked about that. We're terrible for it.
I think I have a kind of excuse for just not really growing up with video games.
Video games weren't invented when I was growing up, so that's my excuse.
That's not true. That's a lie.
We know how old you are.
It's kind of true.
Well, there still were video games. Pong. Okay. Atari. Right? In Australia? You had Atari.
We didn't have electricity. We played cricket.
You play
That
The
was
best
our
game.
entertainment growing up.
the best game.
No, of course we had electricity. How dare you say otherwise? Video games, yeah. It was one of those things. I think my parents didn't really encourage that kind of thing.
My brothers got them, and they had them growing up, but by then I just hadn't gotten the interest. So I was telling
Yeah.
Dave I'd watch my brothers play all the time, and my one brother did play Kingdom Hearts, the first one anyway.
Right.
Remember that?
That's cool.
So, what have people been playing? I mean, painting.
Yeah.
Painting.
I mean,
Oh, also, it looks like some people are responding in the chat.
Okay. Oh, Gretchen's trying not to get boxed in. That's okay. All Daves are to blame. This is true. Everyone says, I don't think I played any Kingdom Hearts. Oh, yes, of course. Jason Sutton said, have a disadvantage to perception checks while unboxing.
I like that.
Jason Sutton played the Atari ColecoVision. Or ColecoVision. Spider-Man played the old Talisman a few times. Never gone into Kingdom Hearts. Or into real-time strategy games back then. Yes, see? Dave Schrump's got it right. Kangaroos had to hop up and down on the generators to make the video games work. It's exactly that.
A lot of people seem to be painting.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs, skeletons.
Yep. Graham Sargent's painting up more Walking Dead characters. And a Reaper Golem. He's been meaning to paint up a couple of skeletons. Oh. Keep putting it off till tomorrow. Roger Moore's working on the heroes from Scythe. I saw Roger posted a photo of the mechs from Scythe the other day. David's painted a dinosaur. That's mostly been building miniatures. Both Mark needs a lot of bodies. It does, as a rank and flank fantasy game. Ross is looking forward to people checking out our new Talisman Star Wars edition coming out later this year.
Ooh, I feel like that's going to be really popular.
Star
right.
Wars.
And for people who enjoy the Nintendo Switch, Talisman
Yes.
is available on the Nintendo Switch.
Can't figure out if I
D&D,
like...
that was the Heightness and a thriving board game market. HO scale slot cars, 1970s for the win. I had a slot car track in the late 70s, early 80s.
I just played outside and caught lizards.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't do that in Australia now.
No, it's not a safe thing to
The
do.
lizards will hurt you.
I mean, there's alligators in Louisiana. I can't say I was like the safest.
No.
Apparently, Kat is working on corpse skin skeletons for outdoor haunts.
For outdoor haunts.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Spider-Man is working on the cold ones. Oh, your chat just disappeared.
I wonder if that's cold ones or old ones.
Old ones from death. No, maybe it's cold ones. A Dark
Spider-Man's got a
Angel
lot of things going on.
Dreadnought. Yeah, wow. Yes, David Moffat says there are games on the Switch that aren't Animal Crossing? What? The blasphemy. Deep ones. Yeah, he meant deep ones.
Oh. Graham Sargent in the 1970s was working on Airfix kits. Or Airfix toy soldiers.
So, Gretchen, what color are you using for the pants? I mean, the trousers.
Am using heavy skin tone for his base coat for Terra's skin. And then I'll probably go through and highlight it a little bit on his muscly bits so he can be properly musculature. I can't speak words today.
Muscled.
Muscly.
Muscled?
Muscles. Muscles.
Muscled.
But for his pants, I used a flat earth. I used
I
flat
don't know about
earth
that.
and I lightened it up a little bit.
We don't like that color. We don't like it.
So his pants on the reference card have a little bit, they're kind of like khaki. And they kind of have a little bit of a yellow kind of khaki look to them. So I'm going to go back through and can I do that? Yes. So the kind of tan that I did, I think matches pretty well with those shadows. So I'm going to see about picking up those yellowish highlights on the pleats.
Cool.
And
See
hopefully...
if there's there might be a color there called desert yellow. If you can find a desert yellow, that'd be really good.
I will look through it.
The Valino
I
desert
will.
yellow.
Dave's like, perfect color matching right here.
It's totally the one that I would use.
I'm like, I'll mix. It's fine.
And so, Dave, what colors are you using?
Oh, good.
As your
Yeah.
First
hang on a sec.
colors.
There is my goofy card. So the what I'm going and doing, I painted the shoes first. I painted the using charred brown for the base coat. Surprise, surprise. I've used AN and yellow contrast paint for the pants and for his little tassel on top of his hat. And now I'm doing his shirt in green. So I've started off with Warpstone Glow from GW, which is this color here, the darker color. And then mixing in some Moot Green for the highlights. Moot Green's a very bright. You can see it there on the camera. Super vibrant green. Great, usually great for ooze. Not ours, just ooze. No, okay.
Crickets.
I tried. But yeah, so just doing some highlighting with.
Put claps in the chat for Dave's joke.
Sorry, can you say that
I
again?
said, put claps in the chat.
All right. Excellent.
We love your jokes, Dave.
Yeah. Looking at the chat. Spider-Man said deep ones. So not cold ones or old ones, but deep ones. Facebook users working on some Wargames Factory Greatcoat sci-fi dudes, which do look pretty cool. And Ross is going to be painting up some Ultramarines from Warhammer 40,000 using the Grimdark style, which is kind of, rather than going sort of the nice, clean, bright, fresh off the sort of factory production line kind of Ultramarines that Games Workshop usually paints, that style that they usually paint. He's going for something a bit grimmer and darker, a bit more damage, a bit of wear, more shadows, which I think will look really cool. I'm a big fan of that approach.
I am trying so hard to pick out where his he has like a fanciful sleeve business. Much in the way of Kingdom Hearts, everyone has lots of belts and zippers and kind of like, I think it's like if the same with like Final Fantasy. It's like if cartoon was cartoon and anime met steampunk.
Okay.
So like all of the extra bits and baubles, but like they're not useful.
Okay. They just add texture to the character.
And definable silhouettes and all the good fun things. And sometimes it's just rule of cool.
Yeah.
But his little sleeve bit, I know his arm peeks through, and I'm just like, where is your singular tricep window, sir?
Yeah.
I'm sure this does something. I'm sure my friends who like Kingdom Hearts could tell me the fashion choices of Terra.
Well, if Elisa is still in the chat, she might be able to.
Why he do this?
Ross asks, what brushes are you using?
I'm using the WizKids multi-purpose brush.
Multi-purpose? It says multi-purpose on it?
Yeah.
Oh, how about that? That's cool. I thought it was just like, it maybe didn't have anything on it. But, cool. I am using a Winsor & Newton Series 7 size 2. Which is, this is a fairly new one. I think it cracked its open about 3 weeks ago. So it still has a nice fine point on it.
Yeah, this one has a stray hair that I really need to just like tweeze off of it, but I'm lazy. So
yeah.
I just paint around it.
It's always tough with when you get a brush that has stray hair on it.
Lisa, my question was, why are some of these fashion choices?
I'm not sure if, Elisa, if you know from the original, you researched the original game, the Kingdom Hearts game, video game, that's what I'm saying.
We were wondering why Terra is wearing something, right?
Has
it's
all
like
the accessories, or
Has accessories.
Yeah, his accessories are fun. He has one fingerless glove. Not both of them, just one.
okay.
And like a sleeve get up thing. I feel like it's just fun armor type stuff.
Probably.
But it's very hard to paint around. I only judge him because it's difficult to paint around. If it were easy armor, I'd be like, yes, you're fashionable. Go forth. Be fashionable. Instead, I'm like picking out little bits of bicep, like, don't get it on the shirt.
I guess that'd be a good question. I'm not sure if Elisa or Ross would know. But when we were talking with the folks from Modiphius 6 or 7 weeks back, we were talking about taking... we were asking when we were talking about like Elder Scrolls or Fallout, if they could take the wireframes from the video games and turn them into models, or to take the characters from the games and turn them directly into models. And they were saying that the process was much more sort of difficult because creating a model is very different to a model that can be produced from a 3D image or 3D sculpt, digital sculpt, I guess. It was very tough to. It's very tough to turn
Weird
a video game model directly into a model that can be produced. I'm guessing it was the same for this. So these are all.
She says she holds no responsibility for the fashion choices made by the original character design. But most are taken from Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Yep.
It's it's fair. I feel like in the 2000s, like that was just big. That was just the style.
Yep.
So many things for that. Just buckles and zips.
Ross said that the joys of licensed games is that you use a lot of suggestions from the licensor to make sure you represent their story and characters correctly. Yeah, it has to be fun.
Yeah, I feel like that was part of the conversation we had with Modiphius.
Right.
Is that it was a lot of back and forth with Bethesda.
Yeah.
To make sure that they had the things that made that character.
Excellent.
Oh, Kat was like, holder usage. Because only Dave is
Gretchen,
using a
where's your
holder.
holder?
Ding.
Mom's in the chat. She's keeping an eye on you.
Haha.
Thanks, Kat.
There
we go.
This guy, I feel like I'm actually going pretty quick here.
Yeah.
Locking in all those little bits. I feel like I'm going to eat my words shortly when I have to actually, like, get into the armor
Did I not
bits.
give you a wet palette? I mean, not a wet palette, but a palette
A palette.
paper?
I mean, I just,
No, you didn't.
yeah.
Okay, I'll get it.
I don't mind.
Okay. Now, the Goofy on the card, it doesn't have a lot of sort of areas that are like just pure black. So obviously parts of his skin and he's wearing a vest, it's black, and his belt. So what I'm trying to do, I think, is just do everything else, paint all the other areas, and then I can come back and just very carefully paint all the black areas and just leave it. So, boop, done. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for.
Because
Oh,
there's not a
interesting.
whole lot in, like, terms of color or anything, I'm hoping if I'm just super tidy, it won't be there won't be so much with touch-ups.
Right.
And I'll actually just kind of cruise through this. Slow and steady wins the race, right?
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Oh, Elisa was saying that on this game, she was the game's mechanics designer.
Okay. Cool. That's good. always interested in the processes that you sort of have to go through to create a game, and then when you add on something like a license, how that impacts it as well. Definitely lots of fun, I think.
Oh, and Dave, you were saying in the normal Talisman, you kind of work around the board to fight a big boss.
Yeah, you work your way up into the center.
So, Elisa, is that similar? Is there like a big boss? That's a question for her.
Yeah. I think from what Ross was saying earlier, that in the original Talisman, it was sort of every man for themselves.
Oh, but this one's cooperative.
Whereas for this, it's sort of teamwork to get everybody into the center with the right equipment or the right magic and that kind of thing, so that then one person can step forward and fight the big bad. Which I think
that works with the gameplay, like of actual Kingdom Hearts.
Right? Yeah. I think it's having that sort of having something more cooperative is a much more sort of contemporary approach to a game.
I cannot fit this paintbrush in his armpit. I'm having difficulties.
But yeah, Lisa says there, yes, I had to change the rules a bit from the original, since in the original you're encouraged to attack your opponents, something Kingdom Hearts characters do not do.
Yeah, the game does not allow you. You can try, and nothing will happen. Goofy will be like, ow, ow. Stop that, friend.
Why do you keep tripping? Let's put that sword away. Then if you trip, you won't hurt me.
Gotcha. So Ross says it's still one person that wins the game.
Yep.
But you can mess with the other players.
Okay.
But not directly fight them.
Sure.
So. And David Moffat had said, if I could adopt any fashion style from a video game, it would be Final Fantasy Tactics or Valkyrie Chronicles.
Right. You should totally do it anyway. You can do it.
What is this if?
Hmm?
I said it's not if. It's when.
Dress for the job you want is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've worn chainmail here before.
Yep. And I always wanted to be a miniature painter, so. Win. Excellent.
Oh, there was actually a question from Graham.
Before that, we had a question looking up.
Dave, is it difficult going from fantasy sci-fi into this theme?
I'm missing it. Where's the question? Oh, right. Is it difficult going from fantasy sci-fi into this theme? For me, not really. Not really. I think partly what I've done here is I've chosen. We're working with a licensed set, so Goofy has a particular look. So my choices were go with the look that's on the card, or there we go. Go with the look that's on the card, or choose something completely different. And so for time purposes, I'm just going with what's on the card. But painting-wise, techniques-wise, or the choice of the order to paint the miniature, like which pieces do you paint first, and so on. I don't really struggle with that. I think it's pretty easy to work with that, particularly with these models. They've got that great sort of caricature kind of feel. But I suspect that if I was going to be doing a whole army of
Goofies,
then it would have taken me a bit longer to think through the scheme they wanted to use, all that sort of stuff. So, but still, kind of. I really kind of think of it as like a miniature is a miniature is a miniature. They're all just waiting to be colored in.
I feel like a whole army of Goofies would be terrifying.
Terrifying.
Oh, could you
Absolutely.
imagine the noise?
It would be more terrifying than the army of broomsticks, and brooms in Fantasia. Seeing how that got like super overwhelming. At first, it was like, "Hey, this is pretty cool."
To answer your question, David Moffat, it's ages 13 and up. But the creators are in the chat, so if they feel like your 7-year-old can handle it, they will take that liability and not me.
You
I
mentioned liability, didn't you? Now they're not going to answer. I certainly wouldn't.
And Elisa had said, in this edition, the winner is determined by victory points,
Oh, okay.
by growing your character to be strong enough to get to the center and defeat the big bad.
Right.
So there's also like position on the board at the end of the game also adds a bonus to determine the winner. So
Oh, that's cool.
I totally missed a chunk of his shirt.
my guess is if your 7-year-old is familiar with victory points and like how that works, it might be a fun game to kind of walk through.
Right.
Or play in parts. Maybe it's a game you could play in parts.
Almost done with my base colors.
What was that?
I feel like you're almost done painting Goofy.
I am. I'm under the painting the black stage now. One question I've got, I guess, is so Goofy's holding this, looks like a shield with a little Mickey silhouette on it. What color should I paint the shield?
I have no idea what color that's supposed to be. I have no idea what their Keyblades look like. I'm gonna be lost.
I was thinking, because Goofy does have a lot of yellow on him, that I'd probably go with like a silver for the shield, rather than.
It's actually a blue shield.
It's a blue.
Yep, with gold trim. And then
Blue.
Mickey is like a black or navy.
Okay. So a blue shield with gold trim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can do that.
Also, some key says, Dave, you're just goofing around.
Yes, I am indeed. There we go.
Ooh, this spiky hair.
Let's say spicy hair.
No, spiky.
Spiky. Okay.
I have to try to get all the little... I keep thinking I have paint over everything, and that's a lie.
All right.
Byron says jungle red for the color.
Jungle red.
Yeah.
For the shield.
That's his option. For the Keyblade, Gretchen,
Yeah.
the handle is like a greeny blue, like almost like a stone blue or something. And then the key is gold.
Key is gold.
Oh, it's going to be easy for me?
I think so.
Hopefully.
It's like a bluey green, but gray. Gray.
Okay. Ray wants to make it as easy as possible.
A bluey, green, gray. That's 3 different colors.
It's not hues and cues.
It's a desaturated teal.
I'm not limited to one word. Chris says non-metallic metal. Gretchen.
Yeah.
So Shout out.
You're not getting any metallic metal. No, thank you. This is
So many layers
so many layers.
in his hair.
Thankfully, Goofy decided to wear a hat. So
Goofy's such a good character.
but what is Goofy?
I think officially he's supposed to be a dog.
But he's a dog with a pet dog?
Well, he doesn't
Yes.
own Pluto.
Oh,
Mickey
okay.
owns Pluto, but there's also rats and mice and
He's a dog.
I'm just saying.
And I know. He talks. Pluto doesn't.
Yeah.
We don't ask questions, Dave.
I have questions. Questions that have never been answered.
Oh, also, hi, Mel.
Oh,
Hey,
hey, Mel.
Mel.
How you doing? Excellent. Been painting before the stream? Oh, yeah, I did some painting before the stream. I sent Mel some pictures.
He
Don't
loves
talk about
painting.
them. Not allowed to talk about them. Goofy is a cow?
Goofy is not a
no,
cow.
Annabelle's a cow.
Annabelle's a cow. See, I was so quick to parrot that.
I think we're just never gonna actually know.
Yeah. I always think back to there's that scene in Stand By Me where they... But yeah.
Okay, so I've seen two things. That Goofy is a dog and a cow.
Right.
What?
Maybe he's been both at different times. I mean, it's Disney. They could have just retconned.
It's possible. Oh my goodness. I've just done a terrible thing to his
he is
eyes
a
here.
cow?
Did you destroy Goofy?
My brain is broken.
Y'all
gonna need
don't
to
break
leave that dry.
Leona. She's the only thing keeping us going.
I'm gonna put Goofy aside for a sec. Let all that let the black dry. I guess I just messed up his eyes. Boo!
And now you get to show us what to do when you mess up.
When you mess up the eyes.
Well, someone actually asked in the group about faces,
Okay.
so maybe you could talk a little bit.
Tips on doing faces. I could maybe. I was going to start on the robes first, but maybe I can start on the face for Xion. Should I do that?
Yeah, go
Okay.
for it.
Okay. For faces, this is the way that I usually do them. There may be other ways that you'll find that you prefer, but this is how I do it. So you usually go in and paint a base coat of the maybe not the darkest color that's going to be on the face, but pretty close to it. So in this case, Xion is fairly pale, so I'm going to start with a color called Tan from Vallejo, from the game color range, and paint that on all over the skin. So I'll paint this onto her hands as well. Fortunately, it doesn't really matter too much if I go up onto her hair or down onto her robes with that. So just make sure you get all of the face. But I'll be coming back later with. Let me get in the right spot. I'll be coming back later with black for the robes and for her hair, so I can do my tidying up then. And just quickly, I'll get some paint on the. Her hands. What's hiding inside? So these are key swords? Is that what they're?
Yeah, they're Keyblades.
Keyblades. Cool. What's hiding inside there? Okay. Now I'm going to take a color called Rin Flesh from P3. So, oh, wrong way. There we go. There we go. Eventually, it can be seen on screen. Rin Flesh, which is a very pale flesh, and for that I'm going to kind of mix that in with the tan, kind of 50-50, just a visual. When I say 50-50, rather than saying like one drop of the tan to one drop of the Rin Flesh, think of it more of like a visual split down the middle between the sort of the tone of it. So I've got that mix there. What I usually do now is come back and I'll hit the nose, the forehead, and eyebrow area. Then I'll hit the cheeks. Now, with I'm not sure if we can, how close we can zoom in on that, but I keep ending up with it in that little box in the corner. So the tough part here to show you on as we're painting is so I'll paint the top of the cheeks and then sort of run a line down alongside the mouth and the nose and the mouth there. Then paint the chin. And if it's a male model, male miniature, you want to sort of emphasize the lines beside the beside the nose and beside the mouth. So the bit where just in there, and there we go. You can see the shadow now on my face. You want to emphasize that. Well sculpted female models will have de-emphasized that line because typically in female faces they're smoother between there. They don't have that sort of line in there. So what you can do is just between on that edge of the nose there, is you still want to have the little line at the side of the top lip, but not necessarily up next to the nose. So just paint that in to make it a little bit smoother.
Real quick. Bye, Elisa.
Oh, bye,
She
Elisa.
has to get back
Thank you.
to the game she's designing.
Excellent.
Thanks for
More
stopping
games.
Oh yeah, thanks for coming on and
Yes, more
answering questions
games.
for us.
by. We appreciate you. Bye. Also, hello, Zabiram. Thanks for joining. And also
Excellent.
Jason James.
Howdy.
Dave is talking about faces.
Talking about faces at the moment. Yep. So now I'm going to move on to the other side of the face, and particularly like this model has a fairly large like face. The head is a slightly larger and out of proportion. It's more of that that sort of cartoony style. So she's got a lot of space on there for sort of large flat cheeks. If you've got a model that is fairly gaunt, fairly thin, you want to accentuate the top of the cheeks and that line, that area down there, and then the jawline. But if you've got a model that's a bit larger, sort of a bit more normal, you want to have, you can bring the highlight all the way down the cheek onto that jawline. So do that, and let me see if I can. So there's a fairly consistent sort of line or sort of highlighting around the face on a female model, but with faces, I think the key areas to hit are always the nose, the brow, and the chin, and then the top of the cheeks. So it's kind of tough knowing that you might not be able to see this entirely on the screen, but we'll pop up a pop her on the spinner so we can have a closer look. But yeah, painting faces. It's really just about going through those steps, starting with a base coat, highlighting up, putting a couple of highlights on. You might want to go back and add in some shadows if you feel the need. If you feel the model's a little bit too light, or it's not gaunt enough, I think would be the line I'd use there. So here, if I wanted her to be looking like she was in a nightgown because she hasn't had much sleep, I'll take a little bit of the tan and mix it in with some charred brown, which is darker and can give a little bit of a, because it's got some sort of purplish in it, can give a little bit of a bruised look under the eyes. Give it sort of, so we can do that. And there, just pop that on the close-up cam. Okay, so while Leona's doing that, I'll go back and fix the eyes on Goofy. Oh. So where is she? There we go. How's he coming along?
Starting to get all the colors down, nice and crisp and clean. Lots of grays, lots of tans, but once I start adding the little pops of reds and golds and whatnot, I think it'll all even out really well.
Cool. That's good. So with Goofy's eyes, because they're cartoon eyes, they're huge. So it's really big. But then, so because they're so large, the sculptors put the pupil on, sculpted that on as well. So when I was talking about having messed up his eyes, basically I just painted them a little bit larger than the original sort of sculpting area. And brush went over in a couple of areas. So now just letting that dry and just coming back and painting his eyeball back in with some white. I'll do that at the top as well. There we go. So he's come along looking pretty good, I think. And now I'll grab some blue. I have some in here. Where is it? There it is. Cool. So the shield is going to be blue, and he has a little bit of blue on his hat and sleeves. So for this one, yes, Byron. His eyes are large, like he has stepped on a Lego. Oh. How are we going with the spinner, Leona? Okay. We can take a photo and we can pop it in the group. We can do that. But speaking of the group, do we have some photos?
Yeah, I want to see some minis.
Cool. Yeah, we're here. We're almost an hour through the show and we haven't looked at the minis yet.
The spiel?
Pardon?
The mini spiel?
Oh, the
Join
group
our
spiel.
group. It's like, what? Did I forget the mini spiel? Of course I wouldn't forget the mini spiel, Leona. If you want to see your minis pop up just like that, make sure you're part of our Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook page. Join it and like it and add your minis. And every Wednesday, Leona will pick all of the minis that she possibly can, and we will show them on the show.
Yep. Definitely cool. I must apologize. It's my hearing. And because Leona's in a completely different room wearing her mask. So it sounded like she said mini shield, just as I was painting the shield. So.
And, oh yes, it's a good spiel. Yes.
Good spiel.
Thank you, David.
Okay. Cool.
Also, I try and pick new people. So you might have posted, but I didn't show it because I showed yours last week. That's
Okay.
sort of how it goes.
So you try to rotate through.
I try and rotate through.
Yeah.
So we don't see Chris Gorka every week.
Okay.
Even though Chris Gorka is great.
Cool.
And
Moffat
yes,
says,
we're spieling the beans.
yes. Yes, definitely. Cool. First up, so Andrew has painted some Tyranids for his starting from the Start collecting box, which are cool. So I've got Gene Stealers in the front, and I think that's it's either a Trigon or a Morlock. See, in my head I have all these crazy names that I can remember, but I struggle to remember people's names when I meet them. But these are looking very cool. I love the sort of, obviously the bright yellow is looking great up against that black. And that sort of third color in there is the that lovely sort of fleshy pink around the maw and around the mouths of the Gene Stealers. Looking cool. Nice work, Andrew. Good start to that Tyranid army. Oh, Ashen Leaf Paintworks, Scrap Stalkers. Very cool. So I'm just leaning all the way over because there's a camera in the way. Oh, Leona's going to move the monitor for me.
We can see.
Yay. Yep, that's great. Cool, thank you. So now I can sit. There we go. Center frame. But yeah, no, this is a cool conversion from by Ashen Leaf Paintworks. Looking great. I really like the kind of the tan sort of color on the robes and the pants, giving that very sort of desaturated look. But then that nice pop of the bright green on the that sort of saucer helmet that head has. But it looks very cool. These are all parts, I think, taken from different Adeptus Mechanicus bits, miniatures.
And we're back.
We're back. But yeah, looking great there. Nice work. Very cool. Oh yeah, very nice. Ayumi Yamada. This model.
That's really cool.
This reminded me of something that you would do
Yes.
because it has a very sort of experimental feel.
But it turned out really freaking cool.
It is super stinking cool. I think, and because the black of the skin and the muscles there is so very painted very differently. It's like it's very obvious that it was specifically done. That coloration on the armor, on the armor plates was just done. It's just so cool. I love I think the spotting and the lines, because the lines of the white aren't uniform kind of thing. It has a very watercolor kind of feel to it. Watercolor dotting.
Very much like the blooms in watercolor.
The blooms, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. But yeah, it looks great. Beautiful work.
Spider-Man said there's 3 variations of the back wings, which is true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ooh.
Very nice. Brad Steenkamp's painting a Deadpool bust. That's looking very cool. I mean, the bust is super cool by itself, but yeah, paint job's looking very nice on there.
I'm excited to see whether or not he'll keep the super suit tidy, or if we're gonna get some blood splatters and some, some roughness.
Yeah.
Considering it's Deadpool.
Some tears.
Yeah.
Right. So we just take some. Well, you've got some bullet holes there on the front of it, but yeah, I think it'll be cool to see where Brad takes this. One of the things that I think would a nice sort of easy way to do it from here would be to use like a brown wash. There's a brown wash over the red and the brown leather parts and the like the handle of the katana there and the grenade on his chest would be great. But yeah, looking really nice, Brad. It's very cool. Oh, Dan. I was actually, when Dan Osborne posted this, I asked him what the base model was, but yeah, this is looking very cool. It's a bunch of different pieces from different kits across the GW range. And you know, even though I looked at it on my computer, like this far from my face, I didn't see the heads, the zombie heads that are in his shoulder, kind of growing out of his shoulder there. And that's awesome. Super cool. Yeah, that's how cool is that? But yeah, it's awesome looking conversion there, Dan. I'm looking forward to seeing it painted. It'll be super cool. Oh, David Moffat, a cheap plastic dinosaur from the dollar store. Somebody's trying to curry favor with Gretchen.
They're fun to repaint though, because they're so silly most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that was just a horrible color beforehand.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind.
The arms on it do give it a kind of a like man in a rubber suit kind of feel.
It's true.
But
I didn't show the second picture, but he had it with his Ultramarines.
Oh, right, okay.
Which I thought was very funny.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I think I do like that you've given that again, that lighter color underneath the and the belly and the throat there. So harkening back to real world stuff. But I do I also love the basing that you've done on there, Dave. Some great variety, the flowers, the little tufts, and the little leaves. They're on there as well. They look great. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, Drew Carrington, one of the Westphalia minis lines. This is cool. I haven't seen this one before, Drew. This is looking very nice.
Lots of texture.
Yep. Yeah, they got the fur around the waist and around the neck and the leather, all that sort of thing going on there. But yeah, it looks like a mother rescuing her child, trying to get away, and the child looks fairly oblivious to it all.
She had to kill something.
Trying to scare people away with his skull on a stick.
Sometimes all you have to work with is a skull and a stick.
This is true.
Yeah, the sword is intense.
Yeah. But looks great, Drew. Nice work.
And life hands you lemons. Sword and a stick.
Hmm?
Spider-Man asks, was it a treat? Maybe that skull. Was it
All right.
lollipop?
Was it a treat? All right. Was that like the head on a stick? That kind of thing? Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe. But, yeah, definitely cool. So this one, Dwayne painted up it's like a mini diorama that he can also use as a piece in the game. So you got that battering ram, which is very cool. Battering ram. Yeah. Yep. This is insane. I'm not sure if you know for the scene where all the Uruk-hai are outside Helm's Deep and they're chanting and stomping. To get that sound, Peter Jackson took his sound crew to a New Zealand rugby match. Oh, wow. And at half-time went out into the middle of the field and said, "Hey everybody, Peter Jackson, we're doing Lord of the Rings. What I need you to do is to stomp and chant and sing and do that sort of thing," and recorded a whole stadium full of people to represent that those 100,000 Uruk high. But that's a distraction from Dwayne's cool model here. But I think, yeah, I love the like for the basing. He's got the rocks there that the command group is standing on, the leader and the stand of error there. A little bit of sort of green grass behind there that you'd expect on the fields of Rohan, but in front of it, all that churned mud and all those footprints. It looks really cool. A little bit of texture on top, but yeah, nice work, Dwayne. I think it looks great. If I was in Helm's Deep, I wouldn't like to see them rushing up the causeway. Fern. Oh yeah, this one was. This is wrong? Yeah. It doesn't look like a little frog witch. Yeah. Roger Moore said, I had a student that was from New Zealand that was in the film as an orc. Very cool.
My only dream.
Oh, there we go. Little frog witch from Fern. This is very cool. This looks really nice. I'm guessing that that it's sitting on a broomstick. Not sure.
I think so.
Yeah, but I'm going to say that the face and not having sort of pupils in the eyes kind of makes me feel like the face is a little bit Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Does kind of have that vibe.
Yeah, it's got that vibe.
And
but,
with the colors too, I think is what makes it, because it's that gothic kind of element of the colors combined with kind of like the creepy but not scary.
Right. Yep.
It's that spooky kind of vibe.
Yep.
Like Dark Crystal meets Tim Burton is what that gives me.
Right. Yep. That's fair. I think that's good. Yeah. I like that. But yeah, looking very nice, Fern. Great choices there.
Also, Fern is a new member.
Oh, excellent. Welcome, Fern. Oh, just before we go, well, as we're going, I just going to mention the little mushrooms on the base as well.
Oh, yeah.
Looking cool. Oh, yes. Jason Sutton's Earth Elemental. This looks fantastic. I really like it. I think I really like the sculpt. I think the sculpt is awesome. So, Jason, if you can let us know where that... I think you might have let us know on the post where that's from.
I don't remember.
I think it might be possibly Reaper, but yeah, it looks great, and I think the colors of the stone all look fantastic, and the way that you've treated the base and put taking those flocking elements and put them up onto the arm, and the sort of the back of the head just look great. Everything's tied together really well. Yeah, looks awesome. Nice work, Jason. Oh, Jeff's been painting up some Sisters of Battle. And I think these might be the Order of the Bloody Rose. They've got that great red armor all over them. But yeah, a lot of work there. I know those models have a lot of detail and a lot of trim on them. But yeah, I wonder what you're going to do with. Are you going to be painting the bases, Jeff, or are those for your client to finish off? So I'm wondering what you can do with those. But yeah, looking good. Nice work. There's a lot of models in there too. Oh, John Miller. John was talking about, I think John, the last couple of weeks has been talking about doing his Ravenwing Black Knights.
Oh,
So
yeah.
This is the test model that he's been talking about while he's been in the chat.
Jason confirmed where that mini was from.
Oh, the 3D printed from Loot Studios. Cool. But yeah, really nice work on that, Jason. John's Black Knight, Ravenwing Black Knight here is looking great. And I love the sort of switched out the weapon, I think, for a like a pick. It's almost like a cavalry pick or a cavalry hammer.
Yeah.
It's really go with that knightly feel. But yeah, looking good. Looking nice there. Roger says, love the look on the tires. Yeah. Really ties them in with the, ties everything in with the base on there. Nice one. Mark Banner has been working on a troop of kobolds. Is this one? I think Mark's. So Mark's new as well, isn't he? Had a whole row of kobolds in his in the picture, but yeah, getting stuck in there and painting up a whole bunch of bad guys for first level adventurers to meet. I wonder how many kobolds you need to paint up if when your adventurers get to like 5th level or 10th level. Probably too many.
An army, yeah.
Too many to count. But yeah. So yeah, nice work on your kobolds, Mark. That's it for now. Cool. Excellent. Okay. Now I'll get some more blue painted on here. On the mini shield. It could almost be the spiel. But yeah, so all of those models were from folks who are in our Facebook group, the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group. If you're watching and you're not a member of the group, head on over, click Join Group, and one of us will let you in, admit you to the group, and then you can post your models there. They can be finished, they can be work in progress. If you're interested in learning a technique, you can ask about it. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them in there. There'll be somebody who's has the information you're looking for. And we share that all around.
I realized that I misjudged where a seam on his pants were after I put so much effort into...
You misjudged where a seam was?
Yeah.
No, that happens. That happens all the time. At the moment I'm painting more of the Plague Marines. That project that I've been working on for the last couple of months. And those models have got so much detail on them. It could be things like little tiny maggots crawling on them, or or spots where sort of rust is eaten through armor. And first time around, you go through and you think, okay, cool, I've got everything. And then you stop and you look at the miniature and you rotate it, and then you spot like 3 things that you missed, and you paint those 3 things, and then you rotate the miniature again and you go like, oh, there's a maggot that I missed, there's a fly that I missed. So much effort. So yeah, always good to take a 2nd and 3rd and 4th check of the miniature when you think you're done. And you said it was gold trim on the shield? Yep. Yeah? Okay. What part of the model are you painting at the moment? Just the
he
details,
has
or?
like his pants turn into high-waisted pants and are attached to a different type of pant.
Okay.
That are then belted.
Right.
So I misjudged where the seam was and painted that the original bit of gray that his other pant is.
When you came to the studio today, did you think you'd be saying the word pants as often as you are?
No.
I have to admit, I was not expecting to hear it.
But here we are, and here I am. And we're making it work.
Excellent.
It's called fashion. So now I'm going to move on to some of the highlighting on those pleats, now that I've color corrected the top portion of it. Right. And yeah, that's just gonna be what it is.
Cool.
That's what we're doing. And then hopefully I'll probably shout out over to you for some gold at some point.
All right. Okay, cool. I better get my gold painted then.
I don't have a lot of gold. I mean, except for apparently the entirety of his Keyblade, but
Right.
it's fine. It's good.
Excellent. Okay. Goofy's almost there. Almost done. Oh,
Yeah, David Moffat had said, when you take a picture of your mini and then you see all the mistakes, good times. It's true.
yeah.
That's just what happens.
Also, Spider-Man said, the way you described that, Gretchen, the clothes, it almost sounded like fishing pants or whatever.
If I
Oh, like
let me
waders?
see. Let me see. What it
Yeah.
says. Let me.
I think they're just like the Japanese high-waisted tie pants.
So kind of,
right?
sort of. So the bottom part totally is reminiscent of like Japanese style pants that you would see in like historically speaking, I guess. And I say reminiscent because I guarantee you they're probably not like, they're like khakis and those pants had a baby. And then right here where you see how it turns to gray, those are still pants to his traditional khaki Japanese pants.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture and that's correct.
Yeah,
That
and
is
then
really
he
what it looks
has like
like.
a fanciful belt
And then he has a belt.
that
Yeah.
goes through.
Well,
with-
if your pants go all the way up to your neck, you've got to have a fanciful belt. Keep them up.
And then he has crossbody
Suspenders
suspenders.
that don't actually look like they attach to his
This
pants.
is a good look, guys.
They go down into his pants. So I don't know what they're holding up. But, you know, that's his
socks.
choice.
They're holding up his socks.
Yep.
They make things for that. Well, they used to have suspenders that actually like went across your body for socks, I think. But
They do sound like fancy overalls. Oh. No.
It seems to be working. I see Roger. So
Roger's there. Oh, Roger said I just got booted. So Twitch dropped for a second. Back. Grr.
sorry about that, guys. I wonder if that's on Twitch, or maybe there's a restream thing, because everything looks fine on my end.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's odd.
Yeah, Roger says not you guys, most likely something else. Yes, Sumkey, I am just pulling random plugs back here.
Yes, in the next room, it does look like an old-timey phone exchange.
How did you Frankenstein these pants?
I bet you there are whole subreddits devoted to the pants.
To his pants?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, there are whole subreddits devoted probably just to the character.
Yep. No doubt. There would be people online with the expertise. Here we go. He's almost done. How much time we got? Oh, plenty of time. There we go. Okay. I might just leave it there for the moment. Actually, no, I forgot. I forgot to highlight his shoes. The enormous clown shoes.
Those are really important, and how dare you forget his clown shoes?
Yep. The question is, do his feet go all the way to the end?
Maybe.
Maybe? I'm not sure. Huzzah.
Get these pleats. Pleats are actually looking nice. It looks much nicer now that there's like highlights and shadows. Only on one. Only one look. Can you see it?
I'm going to disappear for a second.
Well-ish.
And I'm going to go.
You can kind of see it. Look at that. Look at the. They kind of look a little dirty. He's a fighter. It's fine.
And I'm back.
I changed my mind. Dave's not allowed to look anymore.
Yeah. That's cool. Okay. That's Goofy. Done. Oh, no. He's not done.
Oh, no?
I just realized. I haven't done his belt. Oh, well. Okay. Belt time for Goofy. Back into the holder you go. I think I was so focused on his face and his eyes before. I forgot to do the belt. But thankfully, it's black, so we're just fine. There we go. But I noticed that we had another question from the group as well, which was, should you paint before assembling models, for models that you can assemble, that don't come in one piece like these ones?
Feel like that depends on what you're putting together.
Yep. How big it is, how many pieces it has.
If it's going to
All
be
that sort of
something harder to paint once it's put together.
Yep. I typically paint everything once it's assembled for most miniatures, for most sort of models that are this size. But occasionally, it's the difficulty of painting. Like if you assembled it fully, could you get into all the little nooks and crannies? And you're like, well, if you can't put a paintbrush there, maybe you won't be able to see it. That's a lie. You can always see it. Always. Always. Always see it. So, yeah, sometimes it is a good idea to paint on a sub-assembly. Some people, for minis that come on sprues, that you normally clip off and assemble and then paint the mini, some people like to paint them on the sprue, and they can do them in batches that way. You can mask off certain areas and prime them with particular colored paints, colored sprays, like from Army Painter and that kind of thing. Then go along, clip everything off, assemble it all, and put a wash over it. Some people like to work that way. I'm not a big fan of that. But for larger models, for things like the Valkyrie that Chris Layfield's been working on, because he wanted to get inside that and paint the interior of it and have all of his particular crewmen on board. That was basically really definitely needed to paint that as in sub-assemblies. So yeah, the wings and the top is one piece and the hull is another piece. The individual crew members as separate pieces as well, so they can then bring it all together at the end. So the answer to should you paint in sub-assemblies is completely up to you. Have a think about what's going to be easiest for you, and how quickly you're going to paint things as well. Because if you have 30 models and you're painting them in 3 different pieces, that's 90 pieces that you've got. And did I say 30 models? I did say 30 models. Yeah. So 90 pieces that you've got to keep track of all of those. And if it takes you a week to paint 60 pieces, it might take you a little bit longer to find all the other pieces that are going to get lost over the course of the time. It'll happen. You've got to be super careful. But I noticed that there was another question in the chat. Roger said, Dave, do you recommend using contrast medium with contrast paints? I got a free bottle from my store that was shipped defective. Nice. You can use it. I've used it I used it actually recently. Used some of the contrast medium with a regular wash from GW with the Seraphim Sepia, working on some Plague Marines. What it does, thinning your paints or thinning your contrast paints with water basically breaks the surface tension, and it causes can cause the pigments in the paint to not be distributed evenly, I guess. So you'll get a different feel or a different reaction. The contrast medium is the same medium that's in the contrast paints. So as you thin your paint with that contrast medium, you should get a nice, if you mix it well, you'll get a nice sort of even distribution, and it won't be looking to pool or pull in any particular direction. So I would say yes, it's definitely good. And if you got it for free, that's even better. I need to buy myself a new pot. You can always send me a pot if you'd like, Roger. That'd be great. They shipped us 6 bottles and one broke open and leaked over the other. That's terrible. Terrible. Sounds like you've got five free pots there. One that you can send me. Water is okay for smaller areas, but if you're doing something over a larger area, the medium is great to use. Definitely good. Okay. I think I'm ready to... Oh, we've got the spinner going. Woohoo! No, but it's there. Oh, now I can pop... go back up. Let's see. Yeah, it might be a little bit too much. The lighting might be a bit too bright on it. Okay. Now we can sort of see that you can see those lines around the mouth and the lips. There, so not too bad. Goofy, of course, is a little bit different in his face.
He is a cow.
He's a cow.
So, shout out to Mel.
Shout out to Mel for being correct.
Goofy is a cow.
So
He's based off of like a Scottish cow.
So would Goofy then not be a bull?
Oh, true.
Because Goofy's a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced.
But then someone put a Snopes fact checked in the chat,
Yeah.
and it was true.
Oh.
They're like, "Oh yeah, he's a cow." I'm like, "What?"
Moo.
Cool.
But he doesn't even say like moo.
No.
He just is like, "Hoo-hoo."
Are the Scottish cows known for making noises?
I don't know.
We just have to deal with this information first, Gretchen. He's a cow. I don't know if I still don't believe that.
I'll show you the page.
I'll look at it. I still won't believe it.
Byron says, "My world has shattered."
Mine too.
Okay, it's kind of like this. When they say that little, like Hello Kitty is just like a little girl instead of a cat.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, but I think of her as a cat. So she's always going to be a cat. And
Yeah.
that's Goofy. I've always thought of him as a dog.
Right.
So I'll probably still think he's a dog.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make it any less weird
Oh yeah.
that Pluto is owned by Mickey and can't speak when his friends are all anthropomorphic.
Yep.
Why?
I don't know. Good genes. It's probably genetics. Yeah. I guess the real lesson here is that we shouldn't look too closely. We should just be entertained.
I agree.
Okay, now I gotta that little boop of red.
Would you like to take a look at the rest of the miniatures
Oh, that would be cool.
for today?
Yeah,
Sure,
definitely.
Z's.
Let's do that. Rather than everybody watch me painting black on the robes. That's
Real quick, Spider-Man asked, what yellow did you use for the cow's pants?
For Goofy's pants, I used Eand in yellow.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
I could have said that.
So there are two yellows in the contrast paint range. One is Eand in yellow. The other is Nazdreg yellow. They both have yellow. The medium that holds the pigment is yellow, but the pigment in this one is brown. So when it settles into the recesses, you get a darker, sort of dirtier yellow. And this one is orange pigment. Eand in yellow is orange pigment, so that it gets that brighter, more vibrant kind of look. But yes, okay. We got Matt Cohen. Where there's smoke, there's dragons.
Matt
This is cool.
is a new member. Thanks
Welcome,
for
Matt.
joining.
Welcome to the group. This is a cool little dragon. I don't know how big it is, but it just has a feeling that it's like a cute little dragon, right?
It does. It has very cute little dragon vibes.
It does have cute little dragon vibes. Maybe it's the size of the grain on the wood underneath it. That's probably it. But yeah, I think this is neat. I think Matt, have you used washes on this? It looks like you've used a wash on the for the red, and then for the the bluish for the wings. But yeah, looking neat. I'm curious now. Where's it from? Where's it from?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
Is it WizKids? Is it Reaper? Is it somebody else? The base isn't telling me. See? Killing me here. But no, nice work, Matt. Very cool. Michael Gonzalez got some blue minis done up. These minis are cool. I don't know where they're from.
They're really cool though.
Yeah, yeah. I love the bright sort of yellow for the clothing. It's got a very it's not obviously the minis themselves have a very sort of primal kind of feel, kind of primitive primal feel, but the bright yellow of the clothes, the loincloths, the wrapping just really lifts them up. They look great. Those green eyes. I'm not sure. Not sure. Looks a bit like it. But no, they look very cool, Michael. Nice work on these. Oh. Orion. Oh yeah. I think yeah, I was chatting with Orion on the on this particular thread. So he's painting up this for the Nova Open Charitable Foundation raffles. So they just had some raffles that finished on Saturday.
Oh wow.
I think in the end there were like 57, 58 raffles. So far the raffles have raised $70,000 this year.
That's
those-
so good.
Those raffles finished on Saturday, and were drawn on Saturday. So I think my Ultramarines army is heading off to California, going all the way across country. I'll miss them. But I could be wrong. No, they might be staying in Virginia. Nice and close. But Orion is painting this up for a Thousand Suns army that is going to be raffled off in the fall, I think in October. So in a few weeks' time, they're going to be launching some more raffles. They have a Warlord Titan painted by my friend Clay Williams that is included in that. I think they've got about another 15 or 20 raffles for the fall, so keep an eye out for that. Of course, when they launch, I'll be mentioning that on the show. But yeah, this looks great. Orion's done a great job there. I love the not only the blue and the gold look fantastic, but also the horns there, going from the black, fading through the red to the
Like polished almost.
to the what?
The horns look very like almost polished.
Yeah, yeah. They do look very cool, and they frame the face really well. But it looks great. Nice work. Lovely work. Oh, Dungeons and Doggies.
Yes.
Yep, these are looking awesome, Paul. Very nice. And the sculpts have got so much character in them, but you just really brought out those dog breeds with those awesome paint jobs. What's the one on the, not the one to the far right, but the one that's kind of to the right of the wizard? What kind of, is that like a beagle? Not a beagle.
It's not a beagle.
It looks like a beagle.
It might be.
It's got that color scheme around the snout.
Yeah.
But no, these all look great. Nice work, Paul. Ryan, oh, Malifaux Gremlin, and Crier. These are the guys from the Bayou. Yeah. But looking very cool there. I love the way you've posed that bell on the base. That point there looks very cool. And the weathering and the damage on the bell looks awesome too. Nice work. And of course the red is a great contrast against the green. Yep. Yeah, Sean's working on some Dark Eldar or some Drukhari from Warhammer 40,000. And yeah, this model looks great. The funny thing when I was looking at this, it was like, oh, maybe I should paint some Dark Eldar soon. I'd love to use that color scheme. And then I looked at my Nurgle, the Plague Marines that I'm painting, and it's like, it's exactly the same. Maybe I'll just stick with my Plague Marines. But yeah, Sean's done a lovely job with that. Yeah, nice work, Sean. Oh, good. Sleepwalker, an ally from Unmade Warcry Warband. It's definitely very cool. This is a great. I think this is called a Slaughter Priest. From
That's
Games
an
Workshop.
appropriate sounding name for
Yep.
that.
For that model, yeah, definitely. But yeah, this is an awesome, very awesome model. I think Sleepwalker has done a cool job. There's that kind of pinkish tinge to the metal, which I think is nice. I'm not sure whether they've mixed in some of like a pink contrast or like the volupus pink contrast into a brown wash, but yeah, looking very cool. Nice work. Oh, Teddy's art, work in progress. Listening to Football
Ooh,
Sunday.
I love that green.
Yeah, that green's very cool, isn't it? That's popping really nicely against that white undercoat, white base coat. Looking great. And I'm liking the blue eyes. Kind of
Blue eyes
the
do
magical
look very
power
nice.
building up, ready to sort of flash out. But yeah, looking good. I wonder what color you're going to paint the like the bodice and the two sort of straps that are hanging down from that. If he was painting on a Football Sunday, I'm wondering if he's a Miami Dolphins fan. Just the white, the green, and the orange. I think it could be a possibility. Yeah. We'll need to check. But no, looking good, Teddy. Coming along nicely.
That's it.
Okay, that's it. Cool. So I still have a little bit of time. How are those pants going?
They're coming along actually pretty good. I might do like a little wash to try to get a little bit more into the creases.
Yeah.
But overall,
In
not
general?
bad, not bad.
Cool.
I need to get some gold metallics
Cool.
and think actually I need to find a bronze as well.
Okay. I dropped over some hammered copper or beaten copper, one of the two, and a gold.
Perfect.
So I think I'm going to go with those for this Keyblade. I'm going to paint paint the Keyblade black first. A little bit more black out. It's kind of a little rough on the eyes. I know they're painting black against a black background.
Nope, that is copper.
So it has to disappear.
Why are there so many metals?
So many metals?
Yeah.
Metals.
He has his whole arm get up is like just different shades of metal.
Okay. You can't have just one.
Oh, he needs to. He needs to get it together.
Saying you're too fancy.
I'm saying he's too fancy.
You're too fancy, dude.
There's too much.
You should be more like Xion.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Yep.
So I looked up their Keyblade, Dave.
Sorry, can you say that again?
I looked up the Keyblade
Yeah.
for your character. It's just silver with a
Just-
golden handle.
Oh, hers is silver with a golden handle.
Oh my gosh. So, some key says those metaling kids. Get it?
Right. Those
Metaling.
metaling kids. Yes.
I've been watching Scooby-Doo. What's new Scooby-Doo?
New Scooby-Doo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
On Netflix. It's great.
Cool.
And apparently we're still having internet problems. So, sorry guys.
Boo. Boo to internet problems. Cool. Okay. This is a nice...
I'm taking a few artistic liberties that are slightly different from the sculpt and the reference because I think they had to simplify some of his arm on the sculpt in order to make it happen.
All right. Yep. No doubt.
Yeah, I actually like the new Scooby-Doo. It's
Yeah?
pretty good. Also, the song is great. The remake.
Huh.
Okay, it's not actually new. It's like done in 2005, but
Oh, okay.
they're really fun.
It's the newest. Okay. Right. New for two.
It's true. I love that.
A friend of mine sent a photo, or sent a listing, actually, of a house near him that's for sale for a really good deal, and sent it to a group of friends, and we're like, oh, that's a really good price. Why is it so good? And he was like, well, I can't really tell you. And
Haunted.
another friend said, well, in that case, before I buy it, I'd have to have it investigated by a stoner, a perpetually scared Great Dane, and some other kids who live in a van. It's like, yes, we totally need to have that happen. So, okay, and to spice up the black a little bit, I'm not going to go with a leather look, just because I don't think we have time for that. That's what the excuse I'm going to use anyway. So I'm going to go with purple. Purple.
I guess.
Hmm?
Oh my goodness. Okay. This isn't that bad. Now that I've gotten enough of the initial colors.
Okay.
Now that it's slowly working out. This little hair on this paintbrush is driving me nuts though. That is not super sharp either.
It happens sometimes. But, yeah. One of the other questions I know that we had from the group was how to store lots of miniatures. How do you store lots of miniatures? When you say lots, I mean, lots is a relative term. Is it 20? Is it 200? Is it several thousand?
We just don't know.
I'm not sure.
I think it was a decent amount.
A decent amount?
So I would say like over 50 at least.
That's not a decent amount.
Oh, it's not?
That's a trifle.
Oh, trifle. Okay. Someone was asking about...
Come back when it's at 2,000.
Okay.
No, just kidding.
They were talking about shelves, and they were saying their shelf is all filled up.
Yeah.
I forgot we had clippers. I fixed my paintbrush.
I think, if you have a whole bunch of minis, if you have a decent amount of minis, and you want to put them on display, definitely, obviously, a shelving unit of some kind is very good. One that's, I know that it is very popular with a lot of the tabletop wargaming community is the Detolf cabinet from IKEA, because it can usually be purchased for $70. It's cheap. So that's the square glass cabinet, which has a door on it. So yeah, if you're going to be putting minis on shelves to display them, try and get a cabinet with like glass doors, so you can reduce the amount of dust that you get in on them. If you've only got a few minis, or if you've got like 20 or 30, like let's say Dungeons and Dragons adventurers, you can try some other things. I saw something really cool that a guy I know created. Was he used the shadow box that he got from Michael's or AC Moore or something like that. That was I think it was normally designed to hold a something like a baseball bat, like a signed baseball bat, but so it was nice and long. At the front lifts up, and you could put he put a backdrop behind it.
That's really cool.
So he built one like a sci-fi one, but 40K based kind of thing. But you could put like dungeon walls. You could paint a scene
that
or that
before,
kind of thing.
where it's like a little, not like quite like a diorama, but kind of like a diorama.
Yeah, like a diorama light kind of thing. Yeah.
And they sold something like that, where it was like a dungeon at was it Gen Con?
Yep. Yeah. I can't remember the name of the company.
They were magnetic, so that you could have them on the wall, and it would be a kind of creative display of your adventurers, where you can have them as decor, and then when it's time to play, you just pop on over to your dungeon, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I remember those now. I can't remember the name of the company though. I know that we went in. That was from was it Gen Con last year? Year before?
Yeah.
One of the two. But they're definitely very cool. And also know if anybody checks out the On Tabletop crew, who do a lot of cool content on miniatures and tabletop wargaming and role-playing and that kind of thing. They are building a display. So they're taking that idea, like having the dungeon in the shadow box kind of thing, but taking it to the wild sort of level where it's like 8 foot long and like 18 inches high. So they're building a dungeon using some plastic tiles. Plastic dungeon tiles to build a dungeon inside like a shelving set. So there's all sorts of very cool things that you can do to store your minis. In my house, because I have hundreds of minis, maybe thousands of minis, most of them are stored in figure cases, like transport cases.
Yeah.
You can get from like Games Workshop or Battle Foam or OKR multi-case, all that kind of stuff. So, and then of course my favorite armies are on display in a different cabinet that I got from IKEA, but I'm not going to bother telling you what kind of cabinet it was because they don't make it anymore. I bought 2 of them, and then probably like 6 months later went back to get more. Gone forever.
I have a
IKEA does
built-in
that to me all the time.
bookcase.
You have a bookcase?
Yeah, built-in, like, has like glass windows on it and
Oh, cool.
whatnot. And I don't have enough minis stored at home to where it's a storage problem yet, so they just hang out there.
That's cool.
Manna, you said most of his Keyblade was gold?
Yep.
All right, because I'm just going in.
Going in.
I haven't even touched his face yet, but the rest of him is turning out really nice. He'll be complete.
Right.
I did not get my 2 minis done, but I'll have
time we got?
like a solid.
There's a little bit of time. We've got that last 5-minute crunch. Oh. Spider-Man says, to store minis, buy a house with a basement. That's true. Spider-Man has obviously seen my basement, which is full of minis.
My basement, so my office is upstairs. My basement is pretty much the boyfriend's domain.
That's cool too.
We gotta share space for our hobbies.
Okay. I'm going to get, where is it? Oh no, there it is. Got it out already. So yes, it's silver for the Keyblade for John.
Yes, and then a gold handle.
Okay, cool.
If it's the one that, yeah, it's just like a straight line. Yep.
Okay. Excellent. Nice and easy. So I painted the base of that with the hammered copper first. So then I'll come back once that's dry. I'll come back with the gold to highlight very quickly.
Yeah, so I guess, Dave, with your character, I could have based it with black.
For mine, oh, you should have primed it black. That would have saved me a little bit of time, but not too much.
Okay.
Yeah, I think being able to paint the like the pale skin and over a white was all right.
That's good.
So one of the things that I could have done, rather than painting it all black and then highlighting up with the purple, was work with like several layers of washes, purple washes over the, I guess purple and black washes.
Also, for people in the chat, should I play music for the last couple minutes?
When we're like in crunch time.
If so, please say. I'll try it. Before I couldn't. Now I can.
I feel like that highly depends on.
Only if I sing along. No way.
If you sing along,
I'm not singing.
how about if you
Is it
dance
the
along with it?
I can't play the Scooby-Doo theme song, guys,
Okay.
because it's copyright.
Well, you just play it for 20 seconds.
If I sing it, it will still be bad.
Okay. And the golden.
If you sing it, it's a cover.
Yeah, there we go. There you go. You can use it if it's parody, right?
But I don't want to sing for 3 minutes. I'm sorry.
Oh, Leona. totally sing.
I want to sing like 50 songs. Some doo-wop.
That's cool. Okay. There we go. Quick. Didn't have any known oil handy, so I'm just going to thin down some black paint to paint on her the zipper that she has down the front of the rose. I was not expecting to see the zipper. It's kind of surprising. I think that's a. I think it was Graham asked earlier. If I feel there's a difference between when I switch between sci-fi and fantasy and sort of this kind of miniature. It's like, no, just occasionally you'll see something a little bit that you weren't expecting, I guess. I was not expecting a zipper.
The zipper is very important.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have zippers on many of my clothes. When I say many, I mean on my jeans, my shorts, sweatshirt. Now a little bit of a highlight on the hair. Should I go with purple highlights on the hair? Yeah, just like on the robes. Leona says yes.
I can't stop you. I'm drawing an eyebrow.
Excellent. And of course, I'm going to pick this moment to need to cough. Okay, I'll try. Always seems to be this. It must be like 2 hours of talking. Maybe then. But just looking at the clock, I just realized we are at 4 o'clock. We've made it through another show.
We did, and I got everything down on this mini, so...
And you got the base painted black.
And I got the base painted black. Yeah, I saved the eyebrows for last.
Okay.
Because I deemed them non-essential.
Right. They pretty much, generally they are. It's occasionally they have models that do need them. Okay. And she gets a little bit of blue in the eyes there. Almost good. Okay.
Yeah!
Woot.
He is there.
Excellent. Okay.
So small, so tiny.
Should we, do you want
Do you want
to, or is he still wet?
He's,
No,
he's
not the
still
whole.
a little wet.
Don't throw him over the top of the
Ah.
barrier, still with the handle on. You can take him off the handle. Take him off the handle. The handle is way heavier than the mini.
He's only a little
Okay,
damn.
only a little bit. Okay. Oh, there we go.
Woo! Go team!
Excellent. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Fantastic. Yeah, that key looks great in gold.
Very shiny. I know it's supposed to have more details, but they'll have to wait.
From your description, I definitely thought that the pants went up way higher.
Look.
Oh, on the
Okay.
card.
Look at the card. I'm gonna.
Oh, I got you now.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, reach. Use your arms. Look at the card.
Okay. Yeah.
They're very high weight. They reach the bottom of his floating ribs. He's also incredibly tall.
This is true. This is true.
Yes.
It's much taller than Goofy there. Mind you, Goofy's crouching a little bit. But anyway.
We've done it.
Cool. So, yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah. Make sure that if you want your minis shown during the show, that you like and join. Yeah, that's
Join?
yeah.
Click join group.
Join. You press the buttons that Facebook asks you to press for the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group, and you join the page and post up your minis so that we can show them. Leona chooses them by every Wednesday? Yeah, every
Yep.
Wednesday. I remember things sometimes. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining us in the chat.
Yep.
I'm Gretchen,
I'm Dave.
and we'll see you at your friendly local game store.